Hello, my name is Jennifer Shlomovich, and I am a vegan confidence coach. I specialize in helping others confidently be themselves and provide support for vegans who live with non-vegans navigate the challenges of having a lifestyle different from the people around them. Here on my channel, The Confident Vegan, I share content on Tuesdays for Topic Tuesday, where I interview guests and share other personal development topics. On Fridays, I have Food Friday, where I share recipes and other food-related content. Today, my special guest is Eni Mousavi, a vegan nutritionist, recipe developer, and healthy lifestyle expert. Eni supports companies to positively influence the climate and inspires people to try plant-based cuisine. At her plant-based cooking events, Eni creates a fun and relaxed atmosphere for attendees. Her interactive workshops help others understand the impact our food choices have on our bodies and planet. When she is not busy with her cooking events, Eni plays the cello, hikes, and boulders. Welcome, Eni.
Hi, it's very nice to be here.
Yeah, it's very nice to have you here. We were connected about a month ago and we had a really great conversation. So I'm really excited to have you here to share your story and more about the work that you do. So let's get started with what inspired you to be vegan?
So actually, this is a very interesting story, and I think it also shows that sometimes if you are on a path which is not really predefined, you never know where you arrive at the end of the day or end of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So nearly 6 years ago, my daughter decided to change her diet, and she stopped eating animal products. And as you can imagine, I was scared to death. And at that time, we have been vegetarian for a while, I think for a couple of years. So it means part of the animal products we already didn't consume. But even so, I thought she will die of malnutrition. So I started reading books and looking for information which would help me to support her, because she was 18 years old at that time, and you cannot tell your daughter, your adult daughter, what to eat or what not to eat. You have to talk to her and so on. So I started to train myself to be able to support her. And it was very interesting because I found the professionals in the US. Actually, I am from Germany, but even so, I haven't found much information here. So I found the professionals like Michael Greger or Neil Barnard, the Campbells, the family Esselstyn. I think they are awesome people. So just to mention a couple of them. And what happened a couple of weeks, couple of months later, I turned vegan too. So instead of persuade her, okay, you should start eating animal products or at least eggs or dairies, I turned vegan. And so the inspiration at the end of the day came from my 18 years old daughter.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how things, just change. And it's so great that you wanted to support your daughter by learning more about it. There's a lot of misconceptions about veganism that, oh, you're not going to get enough protein. I've certainly been told those things. I was once at a family function where a family member asked me, what I do for protein. And when I told them, they're like, that's not real protein. And so, but when you do the research, that's where, knowledge conquers fear. That's one of my favorite sayings. And when you have more knowledge about something, then you can make more informed decisions and be more supportive. So that's really great.
Yes, really. And I am a very curious person. So it means if something pops up, a new information or trend or anything, I start reading about that, and then I made some decision, but not before that. So,
That's
and actually with her, I was very much worried. I think all the parents are. We
Of
all
course.
always worry about our kids, but it is very important to understand them, what is the reason for their choices.
No, that's great. My story is similar, well, different, but similar in that it started off with me reducing dairy because I noticed I was sensitive to dairy. And I went onto Pinterest and I started looking up all these dairy-free recipes because I wanted to reduce dairy in my diet because it just didn't like I was reacting to it. And so I kept finding these vegan recipes and I'm like, wow, all these like different flavors and recipes from different cultures and using spices I never even thought of and just healthier versions of desserts. And I stepped into this world of wanting to reduce dairy in my diet and wanting to eat healthier in general. And what I discovered was just all these creative cuisines that I didn't
Yeah.
even thought existed. And I wanted to be vegan. I was really drawn to it, but I was held back for a couple of years out of my fear of how my family would judge me, how my friends would judge me, how would I navigate social settings, which all of that is my inspiration in the work that I do now and helping people confidently be themselves and not let other people's opinions get in the way of the things that they want to do. And so it's interesting how all these things kind of like connect with our diets and then it just kind of evolves into some other journey afterwards.
Exactly. The world is huge. We don't know how big it is.
No, this is so true. And so you can you share a little bit more about the work that you do?
Yeah, so shortly after that, I decided to start a training as a nutritionist, which I finished 2020. And I was thinking about what kind of business I could do. And I didn't want to go uh, into, let's say, one-to-one, face-to-face consultancy, because it was not the way I wanted to do. But I wanted to inspire people to cook more. And it was also an inspiration of my daughter, because she moved out 2020, and I lost a very important person in the kitchen, because we
Mm-hmm.
cooked a lot together. And I was so, what do you do now? Because you are alone again. Okay. And I was so, okay, then find the people who would like to cook with you. And I started contacting companies, if they are interested in cooking events, in workshops, just to sit together or be together in the kitchen. And since then, I provide a workshop and cooking events for groups. And this is also a very nice team building activity, because they are together, they have fun together, and we have a great time. And then we have the dinner, what we cooked, or all the food. So it is really a very nice event format to learn a lot of new things.
That's great.
You
That
know.
sounds very fun. And especially in businesses, and employees and eating healthier and just eating better. When people are busy and they're so busy with life and work, that usually is what falls last, and by you showing in those workplaces how to eat better, that's a really great that's very unique and creative way to share people and break up the workday too. I'm sure it's like a
Yes.
fun break for them.
Yes, and it is a great marketing tool for the company. I don't know how it is in the US, but we here in Germany we lack of professionals. So we really need more professionals, and the companies are struggling to get the people into the company. So if they provide such events, they show, okay, work can be fun, and we are a fun company. We like to be together, we like to spend time together, and therefore it is also a great marketing tool for the company to show that, and to get more professionals into the company.
That's great. That's a lot. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
So what are some of the benefits that you have experienced since becoming vegan?
The benefits. So first of all, I think, to be honest, the best thing is what I experience is that, I enjoy keeping my weight as it is. So in the last 10, 15 years, my weight didn't move at all. And I like to eat. and I love to eat a lot. And I think to eat a vegan food, and especially whole food plant-based diet, is because you can eat a lot without have to count your calories. So
Mm-hmm.
it is really a great thing to do, because I also cook a lot, and it is very nice to try different foods and new dishes. But also, I was recently at my doctor to check my blood level. I do that every year or every 2 years, and I received my results. And I am 45 now, and what we found out, that all the issues the people have in that age, it was not on my blood level. So I had no issue with my cholesterol. I had no issues with my blood sugar. I have no high blood pressure, so everything was fine. And I am sure that it is due to the diet what I have.
That's great. Yeah. And can you share a little bit more about what whole food plant-based cuisine is, just in case someone watching isn't sure what the difference is between whole food plant-based and other types of vegan food?
So it means that you use mostly unprocessed food. So you use the whole food, means just to take an apple, or just to take rice and cook it, or just to have your chickpeas and lentils, and your whole grains. So without removing all the good stuff what is in the grains. And also the vegetables, you can have the raw vegetable. A lot of vegetables can be eaten in a raw state, and also just to cook them maybe, and that's it. So don't use highly processed food, because they are not healthy. So everything what is provided by the industry is not really recommended for the daily life.
Yeah, great. One of my favorite resources that helped me incorporate more whole food plant-based recipes is Forks Over Knives. They have a
Exactly.
great, yeah, their website has been great. And like you can make so many great things without oil and a lot of like processed sauces. Like you can just and it's more flavorful, I find. And you can use a lot of spices and seasonings
Exactly.
and it tastes so flavorful. And I love the creativity. I've made chilies, and I know there's like a cheese sauce recipe that tastes like nacho cheese sauce, but it's much healthier for you. And desserts that are much better for you too. And and whole food plant-based is definitely a great model to follow when you want to like eat healthy but not also feel deprived, because I think that's been a big challenge for me in life is you don't want to feel deprived when you're trying to eat healthy. And I feel like eating whole food plant-based provides more creativity and flexibility to enjoy food but still take care of your health.
Yes, definitely. And spices are so important, because I think most of the people don't know how much different spices there are, and they have a lot of health benefits too. And
Hmm.
I provide a lot of information to the people during my cooking events, what kind of spices they can use, because there are a lot from the Middle East or from Asia, and they should just use much more, so they don't need that much salt, and they don't need that much oil, because they can use spices instead.
Yeah, being vegan, I've been vegan since 2017, and it made me a better cook because before I just followed the standard stuff that I grew up with, and then I discovered this whole other world of flavors. And the salads I make are more exciting, all the other meals I make are more exciting. And yeah, so it definitely made me a much better cook. I think one of the things that turns people off about veganism, or one of the things they judge, is they think, there's a lot of things I can't eat. But
Yeah.
actually now there's a lot of things you can eat. And yes, there are the junk food options and that are
Hmm.
vegan as well. But you can be as healthy or as unhealthy as you want, and you're
Exactly.
not gonna you're not gonna miss out on anything. And I think now more than ever is probably an easier time to be vegan because a lot of restaurants are starting to create vegan options, or they, even if they don't have a vegan option, a lot of them are willing to be flexible to modify something in their menu so it can be
Yes.
vegan for you. And there's so many products out there now. There's like cheeses and cookies and just everything. And if you, you know, making a veggie burger for at home is easy to do, but if you want to buy, you know, a Beyond Burger, do that too. It's, we can eat delicious food and we don't have to kill animals for it or harm the planet for it. We can still,
Yes.
and you know, we're not going to miss out on anything if we remove the animal products out of our life.
Yeah, yes, yes. One of the biggest challenges the people think is that they cannot eat healthy food and also not spend a lot of time in the kitchen. And I try to train them that is not true. So I have recipes which only need 10, 15, maximum 20 minutes, and they are healthy and they are great and they taste very, very well. And also they make full, you know, you have this feeling, okay, I had a lot of food and I am okay with that. So because the people think without animal products they cannot do that, but that's not true.
Yeah, and if you're somebody watching who's thought about trying it, just try it for a month and just see how you feel and go
Yeah.
from there. You don't have to do it all overnight. For me, it was a gradual process. It started with the dairy, and then I eliminated meat and fish gradually, or then I would go back to it. Like I would cut it out for a month, and then I would have it again, and then I realized I didn't like how I felt after having it, and so I went back and forth a little bit for a couple years until I felt fully ready to fully, you know, commit to it. And so it doesn't have to be all in one day. Some people do it that way, and that works for them, but just trying it and just experimenting, or even just pick one night where you make, you know, try a different, you know, a meatless
Yeah.
Monday is something
Yeah.
that, you know, a lot of people do. Just try it, experiment, have fun, explore your creativity, and you might be pleasantly surprised just how delicious and you're not missing out on something. But the best thing to do is to try something, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to continue. But
Yeah.
if you just commit to it for a month, that's always a good, that's one thing I recommend to people, is try it for a month and just see how the whole experience was.
Definitely. Like now in Veganuary, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they could go to the website of this NGO, and they provide a lot of information. You can have your registration and you get a newsletter every day. You get the information, you get all the tips, you get a lot of recipes, and whole January you are full of this information. You can try everything, and after a month, it's just done. You won't be contacted again, nothing happens, but you get this great opportunity to start something. And you are
Yeah.
not alone, because there are a lot of people all over the world who try in January to be vegan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great place to start. Yes, this is a great time to try those resources and check them out. Speaking about challenges, because there are challenges, you know, when you're trying something new, or any lifestyle has its challenges. What are some
Definitely.
challenges you have experienced being a vegan?
It is something what you mentioned before. It was really the biggest challenge, and to be honest, I underestimated that. A very important topic. So when I changed my diet, I didn't think of my social environment at all. I was thinking, okay, I need all the food, I need all the nutrients, I need a lot of things, but I didn't think how they will react. And they didn't react the way I expected. Or maybe I also didn't expect anything. So the biggest challenge was not to jeopardize the relationships to my friends and to my family. And also, it was a very big challenge for me to accept the fact that they don't think the way I do. And
Hmm.
if I change my diet, it doesn't mean they will change their diet too, just because I think it is the best for them. And I had to work on that. I have been working on that in the last couple of years, and I think we now found, let's say, some compromise. We can live with it.
Yeah, that's what you just shared is exactly what I've had to go through also is you can't expect other people to change. You can only focus on what you do. What's helped me is preparation helps me deal with challenging circumstances. So
Hmm.
I've prepared myself to how to respond to family members when, they say something like, that's not real protein, or, um, and maybe have a few facts to share, but not get defensive with anyone. Just, people are going to have their mindset. Everyone has their conditioning and that's okay. Um, and so when I do go to family functions, what's helped me is like I've had family members who've made vegan stuff for me, which is great.
Hmm.
But I always bring something just in case. So I always bring a dish that I can share. Oh, I dropped my notes here. I always bring a dish that can share, and I always bring a dessert.
Yeah.
This way, it allows other people to try it. So, but it also gives me food that I know I can eat. But people are usually surprised when they try your dessert or they try your dish. There's so many delicious casseroles out there that you can make really simply that can make for a group of people,
Yeah.
and people
Exactly.
enjoy it. And so I try to look at those what could be awkward moments as opportunities to show people, hey, this is actually good food, and usually people are pleasantly surprised. So I try to look at those what could be awkward moments as opportunities to share what veganism is.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. That's true.
What are some other tips that you have for people experiencing challenges while being switching into being vegan?
Yeah. Yes. So actually, I learned a lot in the last couple of years, and now my belief is that if I want the people to accept my lifestyle, I also have to accept their lifestyle. Okay,
Hmm.
so we have to accept the boundaries what everyone has. And I have two examples for that. The first one was that I cannot expect my friends to go with me to a vegan restaurant just because I am vegan.
Hmm.
So instead to looking for vegan restaurants, I was looking for good restaurants who could provide also vegan food without having that on the menu. So
Hmm.
every good restaurant has a good chef, and they can prepare for you everything what you want. So really they have the vegetables, they have pasta, they have the grains, they have maybe lentils there. And I started doing that. So I went to the restaurant where I haven't found any vegan menu or dishes, and I asked the waitress, could you please ask the chef if they prepare something for me? And it was a very nice thing to do, because they started thinking then, oh, maybe we should put some vegan
Mm.
dishes on the menu because the people ask for that. And often I received delicious food from a chef who was more creative than others are. So it was really a very nice thing to do. And the second one was that also at home, I had to accept that part of my family members don't want to stop eating animal products. So it means that I still buy and I still prepare animal products, but they changed, and maybe they didn't recognize that they changed, because they started eating much less fewer meat, fewer animal products, and they started eating more vegetables, more whole grains, tofu, lentils, everything what I started cooking, they just tried and experienced, oh, this is delicious and it's very nice and I like that and like that too. So now my son eats tofu and we have some fight over tofu if it's not enough for us. And we eat cauliflowers, which he haven't done in the past, or sweet potatoes. So all the things he didn't know, he started trying, and that's awesome.
That's a great example. I can definitely relate. My husband is not vegan, and our kids weren't vegan. My son, he recently went away to college and he started becoming vegetarian. So he started and just learning what I've done at home has been incorporating that. So that's a big step. Um, but yeah, like my husband eats meat and I do make and prepare for him or any other family members who do eat meat, but we don't buy it. There's a lot less of it.
Yeah,
And my husband, he's tried a lot of my vegan stuff and he likes it. So he eats more vegan things, maybe has meat like a couple times a week. And we buy almond milk because also, everyone noticed how they felt having dairy and everyone feels better not having dairy. So we
yeah,
we
exactly.
we we buy very little animal products and have more, and over the years as I've been vegan, we have very little animal products in the house now because of that, because everyone got to see, oh, there's other ways of eating food that's really good.
Exactly, exactly. So, and I am sure that my son eats the rainbow, all the vegetables and a lot of things. Of course, also animal products, but um, let's say the weight changed a lot. So
Hmm.
the share of animal products and plant-based products. So it is in favor of the plant-based product, which we increased a lot. And I think that his nutrition is much better than any one of his classmates or of his friends due to that.
That's great. Yeah, at least it's incorporating more of that knowledge and experience into his life.
Exactly, exactly.
And what are some tips that you what are some other tips that you have for people who want to create a lifestyle that's different from the people around them?
So I think what I mentioned before, the social environment, they should focus on that and think about how they can communicate it.
Hmm.
So it means not to lose the friendship and not to lose family members due to this topic, because it is a very emotional topic, and this is, I think, the most important thing they have to think about. And if they want to change their diet, I think it is very important learn to learn a lot about their nutrition, what they eat, how they plan, because maybe they don't have any cafeteria at work and they have to prepare something. So therefore, I think it is important that they attend some cooking events or meet new friends and ask professionals how they should take care of their diet, because we have to be careful of our nutrients. We have to be well trained. Of course, I think everyone should be trained about that. So no matter what kind of diet you have, but you should do that. But it is important to understand what kind of vitamins you need, and that you get enough of all of them.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's important to, see a doctor, see a nutritionist, see a professional. And then everyone's bodies have unique needs, and it's always important to go, like you mentioned, going every year or every couple years to get your blood work done. Very important to stay on top of those things. And those are things that people need to do whether they're vegan or not vegan.
Yes,
And you could be a non-vegan and still have nutritional issues. So it doesn't just fall on being only vegan people have nutrition issues. So
exactly, exactly. But we have to make sure that we take care of our body, because we only have one body. You cannot just change that. Cannot say, okay, my body is now not working very well anymore, then I buy a new one. That won't happen. So
Right.
therefore it is very important to be aware of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we wrap up, what are some other resources that you would like to share? They could be your own, or it could be any books or podcasts that have
Hmm.
inspired you.
So Mm, I had a lot of fun watching the videos of Neil Barnard and Michael Greger. I
Okay.
love them both. They are fantastic and very inspiring people. And I also found a big vegan network on LinkedIn, which is awesome, because if you increase your network, you can find a lot of more information, and you don't feel alone anymore. In Germany we have 1% of vegans, so 1% is nothing. So it means only a few of people are vegan, and maybe other ones don't understand you. So it is very important to have a very very good network. And also I found new friends in my area, vegan friends. And it was a great journey, because we had so much fun in the last couple of years, and I hope that they will be there in the next couple of years or decades too. And we started organizing once a year a vegan barbecue. So everyone is coming to me once a year, and we spend time together and eat together and have fun together. And it is something which is settled, and we will be doing that in the future. So I get a lot of support from others, from our network, and this is something I can also recommend.
Great. Yeah, that's a very good recommendation. I don't know if they have this in Germany. There's a website called Meetup where
Mhm.
you can meet groups for all kinds of different hobbies. And there are vegan groups. So you could go to meetup.com. You could go to your area, look up what the local vegan meetups, and there's a lot of virtual ones too. So if you can't find
Yeah.
somebody close by, that's a group that's vegan, or you can go start your own meetup on vegan on me. You can also getting tongue tied here. You can start your own vegan meetup on Meetup also, because you can create your own groups on there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yes. Here also in my area, there are a lot of picnics and summertime. You can meet, and then you bring some food and have spending time together. It's great.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Well, Annie, I really enjoyed our conversation today. What is the best way for people to connect with you?
So actually, I am on LinkedIn,
Okay.
where I post interesting information about a healthy and sustainable lifestyle twice a week, at least. And also, I provide some recipes like you do, so they can connect with me on LinkedIn.
Okay, great. I will include your link in the notes below in the video and this way. And I'll also share some of the links to the resources we talked today uh, as well, just so it'll be easy for you to find. Lenny, thanks again for coming on my channel today to talk and share your story. It was really nice having you here. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Bye bye.